Gemini.
Hello Gemini, this is your forecast for September 2016, and we do have some headline news here this month. We have a solar eclipse, we got a lunar eclipse, and we have Jupiter shifting signs, and that is a big thing, especially for you here, as Jupiter will be moving out of the area that has to do with your home, family, environment. That is where it's been working this whole last year, since that of late summer of 2015. Now it's moving into the most favorable aspect of your chart, which will be the 5th house, which rules love and romance. It has to do with hopes and dreams, your self-expression, your creativity, children as well, and the businesses that you own if you have your own business. So for a full year to late summer of 2017, Jupiter is going to be expanding this area. You will see more opportunities coming your way. You're going to feel your love life is going to expand larger than life. And so right now, focus on wrapping up what now is needed to be done in the family area, because you're going to be super busy having fun as we move forward. Then we also have a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse here in September. And it is a pair between Virgo and Pisces. And the solar eclipse will be here in Virgo, 9 degrees here on the 1st. And so that for you will be in the home family area. So whenever we have a solar eclipse, new opportunities, new doors, and it holds a punch here, as all solar eclipses does, with new beginnings. So congratulations for those of you who are moving, who have signed a contract, who are ready now to move into a new home. That would be the solar eclipse's gift for you. But of course, doesn't mean that all you Geminis are moving, but it could seem like a lot of you might be, just because of Jupiter's transit here, that you've been working on this for a while, and then here we go with the key in the door, right? The lunar eclipse, on the other hand, instead of starting new beginnings, it kind of closes some doors for us, but only the doors that need to be shut. Okay, so this lunar eclipse on the 16th, 24 degrees in Pisces, for you, Gemini, will be your 10th house for career. This allows you now to look at what has been achieved, what have you worked for, the conclusion of certain projects. I feel that could be a big sigh of relief, like thank God, done, finished, and then look at what can come from it, as new doors will open in the aftermath of this lunar eclipse. The eclipse might be sensitive though, as in the hours leading up to it, that moon will be passing over Neptune in this area. So it being in the sign of Pisces, which is very intuitive, you might receive a flash, an insight, an epiphany. Some of you might just feel telepathic communication, but it is in the area of work or career or the goals that you're reaching for. So for those of you who like to meditate, this would be the time to do so, just to see what kind of information you can take from it. Venus this month is in the 5th house already. So you're already starting to feel a lot of fun, that gay energy that is really rising to the forefront. We have Jupiter meeting up with it a little bit later, but not before its ingress into the sign on September 10th. But Venus is already paving the path, right? So after the 10th, you will feel how these two, the two most favorable planets, are working on your behalf for the business that you own, or just setting up creative projects, or anything that just has to do with your own self-expression. Look at romantic life this month to be a little special, as enthusiasm is really soaring high. Then we have Mars. Mars in your 7th house. So Gemini, it is time here to work on the balance of your relationship. What works for you, what works for your partner. It's all about looking at each other with I'd like to say serious eyes, especially from what took place there in August around the 24th of the conjunction of this Mars and Saturn. We spoke about that last month, but you'll see now that Mars has moved a couple of degrees away from that Saturn. So as we're starting off the month, you're kind of feeling at what you have achieved, what you have staked out. Are you happy with it? You still have time to balance this as long as the transit of Mars is here, but it's definitely more focused energy on the relationship itself. And if we're thinking the fifth house energy of that love and romance, and we got Mars here, it's definitely going to be a month where relationships are going to really soar high on your chart. We have also that Venus, which is now in that fifth house in Libra, balancing out what is good, fair, not fair, and so forth. It will be here until it moves into Scorpio later in the month, and you will come to feel how Scorpio is going to deepen your emotions after the 24th, as Scorpio is very passionate. It will leave no stone unturned. It will want to know why things are the way they are. So expect that. It can be coming from you, it can be coming from your partner, but it's also a great time after the 24th to start looking into health, what you eat, and whether to work out a little bit more. Venus is going to spend a whole month in that area to get you up and going in your day-to-day life, to regulate it, but not as a chore. Venus brings joy to whatever it touches, so you're going to love that. It's going to bring you back into a very good cycle. Venus comes to this area once every year, and so it's kicking you in to a new start here with enthusiasm. So as we start off top of the month here, Gemini, there might be a situation here where you might feel there's a little bit of a gray zone, okay? And if you're needing to make any decisions, I'd advise just to hang a little bit, maybe just a day or two. Whenever there's a gray zone, it's not the best of time to make decisions that we might come to regret, and it's just because not all information is yet at hand. But the second and the third, that information will be available to you, and you will have this level of clarity which is needed to make those good, happy, solid decisions. And I feel it's going to allow you to soar into that rest of that first week where you're feeling powerful, you're feeling convinced. That's always a very good feeling, that confidence that's going to fill you. I see it just giving you a basis of security. Talking about security on the 7th, there could be money matters coming in that you can now either sign or hear news of, and it's something you've worked for, so that is all good. And whatever commitments being made on the 7th is sound, but you're going to be tested upon them relatively quickly, right afterwards. The 10th through the 12th, you might be questioned or, like I said, tested, but as long as you hold that confidence there, I'm seeing it's just the universe's way for you to hear yourself express that sense of conviction. So you're all good. Now we do have a little bit of uneasy energy also, but that's more global. That's between the 10th and the 12th, because yes, as this is personal solar scopes for your sign, we also have the transits which are global in nature, and it's power, okay? What people believe or don't believe, and of course we can see the fanaticism that's taking place out in the world here too, especially on the 10th, where I see governments might flare up as far as this goes, and there might be some martyrs, which is coming from Neptune, and some hard aspects there. And you know, our world is changing, you know, with what is taking place on terrorism and so forth. Hopefully we'll get through these days in a good way. So, you know, send your blessings, hopes, prayers out to the world, because it's really about us coming together as a whole, as one in our consciousness. So whatever we can send out as great energy will help days like this, 10th and 11th, 12th even too. But then here, I see for you, on a personal level, Gemini, the 12th will be good. This has to do with communications, documents, whatever it may be, in spite of Mercury being retrograde, which it has been from August 31st, will be to September 23rd. Of course, when it's retrograde, we try to not sign any agreements, but you can negotiate and have agreements verbally as long as they're not initiated upon before later. If you can wait to the end of the month or the beginning of October, that would definitely behoove you. But I'm loving what is coming to you on the 17th. This is you, your goal, your drive, your ambitions, and so forth. It's your physical energy as well is boosted sky high when Uranus comes knocking on your door with a surprise, and I see you jumping into action right away. Now, this Mars is coming from your 7th house, so the surprise could pretty much be either from your partner or somebody you work with closely, consider a partner, and also within groups or also hopes and dreams and so forth. So friendships. So there might be some beautiful action on the 17th, 19th as well. So you have those 2 days probably as the best days of the month, all in all. But even the month will be ending here on a great note. And I see you communicating something of essence that's super important and powerful to you. And as it does, I feel that you can tie something in that has powerful, I like to say transformative energies for you. And this might be within family, could have to do with papers that has to do with financial insights, maybe investments, could be wills, for example. It could also be inheritances, or it could also have to do with mortgages and so forth. But family-based, real estate-based, money-based there on the 20th. So I'm feeling that is all good. You've got it all lined up. If you need to sign, wait till after the 23rd. But it's okay to tell somebody that you have a green light for it, right? So listen, enjoy your solar eclipse there on the first 9 degrees in Virgo, your lunar eclipse there on the 16th, 24 degrees in Pisces. So I will see you next month in October. Have a great one now, Gemini.